Hey guys, this is a segment from the Slumpbuster Podcast. You can find the full episode on any of the various podcast platforms, or of course, subscribe to us on YouTube for more of our content. Other than that, guys, sit down, bust a slump, and enjoy. There's been a lot of discussion this week about a couple individuals. Of course, Deshaun Watson, that's been one that's been carrying on over for months. But recently, Rusell Wilson? I thought Rusell Wilson was doing okay in Seattle.
I don't know where that
division
came
title year after year, let Russ cook, and then suddenly things started getting weird with that offensive coordinator situation, then firing, Schottenheimer? Yeah, them firing Schottenheimer. He goes off to be the Jacksonville Jaguars passing game coordinator. Apparently, this whole situation with Dan Patrick basically pulling it on out of him, like, hey, this thing going on with your offensive line and whatnot. And Russ had comments that I'm sure didn't rub anyone too well. What do you make of this? Do you think Russ could honestly get moved? Do you think that that's going to happen?
I never thought I'd see Tom Brady leave the Patriots, and look where he's at. Yeah, for sure. I definitely would want Rusell Wilson on my team. Percentage on him leaving the Seahawks
on it happening, yeah.
I still give it 25%. I don't think everyone's full on it. I think whatever is going on probably patched up this year. But it's kind of very similar to, Aaron Rodgers right now. They drafted a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers said he'll be back, but I don't know how long he'll stay with the Green Bay. Same thing with Jared Goff. Jared Goff was just in the Super Bowl a few seasons ago. And look where he's at. They traded for him, got Matthew Stafford, and sent him to Detroit. No one's safe. I don't think anyone's safe, especially in a day and age where social media looms. Nothing's very, tongue-in-cheek anymore. Everything's out there in the open. And, if anyone has the right to say anything about their offensive line or their team, I think it's Rusell Wilson. I think Rusell Wilson has earned that on that team. He's a leader. And but he also, if he wants to be traded, he wants to go. I think he has a right to choose where he wants to go. He's one of the few people who can do it. But yeah, Rusell Wilson, I wouldn't mind taking Rusell Wilson, because I don't know if it was this season or the season before. His headset broke. I want to say it was against the Niners, but his headset broke and he couldn't hear anything. So he called the play all the way down and marched him to 2 touchdowns down the field without anybody in his ear. So anyone can do that right now in this day and age. I definitely want him on my team for sure.
Yeah, I agree that Russ has earned himself a lot of credibility, but how much credibility has he really earned, though? At this point, the Super Bowl title that he has won with the Seattle Seahawks is a distant memory. In fact, our most recent memory of Rusell Wilson in a Super Bowl is that...
Not running the ball.
Yeah, not running the ball, but more importantly, him throwing an interception on that play.
Yes.
It's not like he overthrew the receiver.
That's right.
Or he took a sack when he's going out the offensive line. He threw a pick. If he doesn't throw a pick in that situation, then you have, I believe, still 2 more opportunities to get the ball in the end zone from the 2-yard line. Maybe on the next play, they do run it with Marchand. I do think that Russ has a lot of equity, but how far does that go? Does that mean that you could just void any contract? Are we moving to a point in the NFL where contracts are completely meaningless when you sign these big extensions? I know that the pushback to that one would be, of course, hey, ownership could void a contract at any time, injuries, this, that. But I think when I look at a product like the NBA, I think the NBA is a weaker product because of all the player mobility. And certainly at the quarterback position, the quarterback is one that you should be the most attached to, that you should feel is the core and essence of your team when you turn on your games on Sunday. I don't know if you feel that way about Drew Lock, but I'm sure that teams with good quarterbacks feel that way.
Yeah, no, I hear you for sure. Yeah, Drew Lock, there are times when he shows how good he really is, but then sometimes the bad outweighs the good, and digs himself into too big of a hole to where he can't do much about it. But you look at people like Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, with the team that he had last year, he still put up ridiculous numbers. There's that quarterback position is very very sacred. I guess you need a good quarterback to get anywhere in this league, and it just definitely has shown. Deshaun Watson has kept his team in many games this year when they shouldn't have been, with the crap defense, crap offense. Yeah, look at Deshaun Watson. You see, obviously, Rusell Wilson kind of, that team kind of fizzled away. You also take a look at, maybe go back to the Bucs with Patrick Mahomes. Justin Herbert came in and did a great job. And there's a lot of quarterback play that can, that should reflect how well the team is doing. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I think you got to hold your quarterback near and dear to your heart.
But is it fair for Russ to say that the Seahawks haven't been doing enough to help him, though? They went out, they drafted a big-bodied wide receiver in DK Metcalf. They went out there, they re-signed, extended Tyler Lockett. And say what you want, but they made a big time move on the defensive side of the ball, acquiring Jamal Adams. So this team is willing to make big time moves when it comes to assisting their team in winning games. Do you think that Russ even having any desire to move on from this kind of situation where it seems like the team adores him and wants to build around him is kind of ridiculous on his end?
No, I don't think so. Jamal Adams, I thought it was a bad move. I never thought Jamal Adams is that good, and he showed it. I mean, he didn't make a big impact at all. He was hurt. Then when he did come back, he was just getting torched. But yeah, Rusell Wilson, I kind of equate it to Carmelo Anthony leaving the Nuggets. I mean, he has a superstar wife who will have a big say on where he could go or what he can do. That's kind of what I see it. But they do have a lot of stake in Seattle. I mean, they have part ownership with the Seattle Sounders. They do have a lot of stake in Seattle. So I find it very difficult for him to leave Seattle right now.